Oh my God, I love it! For the month of January, Lupersom is gonna focus on non-alcoholic beverages. Not non-alcoholic wines, those are a completely different category, but non-alcoholic beverages, alternatives to wine. These are not wine proxies. These are going to be non-alcoholic drinks. So sometimes in January you go dry or damp, meaning you totally cut out alcohol or just drink a little bit less. Or sometimes, honestly, you don't feel like having alcohol, but you feel like having something delicious. Or sometimes you're pregnant and you can't drink alcohol. So today we're going to taste through the Unified Ferments lineup. Unified Ferments makes pet nat teas, which are sparkling tea beverages that have no or low alcohol. They're based in Brooklyn, New York, which is where I am, so I'm drinking something local, which is great. And as you can see, these go from light to dark. This is the rhododendron, this is the jasmine green, this is the Nilgiri green, and then snow chrysanthemum. I've only had the snow chrysanthemum, so we're gonna taste these from lightest to darkest, and the sun is shining on them, as you can see. So let's get started and see how they taste. I also have my Lupersom tasting journal, and I'm gonna take tasting notes on these, because if I don't, I'll never remember what I tasted. So I have the 4 poured out, rhododendron here, ending in snow chrysanthemum here, and we're gonna taste these my left to my right. So the snow chrysanthemum that is a pale lemon. That smells fantastic. There's a grassy, fresh garden in the springtime, very green, leafy note. It kind of smells like green tea. There's a vegetal underlying as well. And like lemon balm, lemon leaf, lime leaf. It's quite high toned and citrusy. And because these are non-alcoholic, I'm going to swallow them and not spit them out. Oh my God, that's delicious. It's not as sparkling as I anticipated it to be. It has almost like when you take honeysuckle and when you suck the nectar out of the honeysuckle, there's a note of that. It's not quite as yellow. It's very green actually, but almost like underripe early season nectar, like underripe flower, if that exists. There's a wonderful minerality in here too, almost like right after it rains in, May or so, or April, depending on where you are, but it's fresh garden blossom right after the rain. The finish also is very, very long. So I'm tasting it for a long time after I swallow it. I always taste things twice, so let's taste this again. Wonderful. Ever so slightest whisper of sweetness in here, but it counterbalances this wonderful underripe green grape sourness. Ryan, you gotta try this. This is great.
Trying this?
Yes, this is a rhododendron, and it is very lovely.
Can I throw out my quick comments on non-alc? The expectation on a non-alcoholic drink sometimes gets confused because you think it's gonna be like wine. And what ends up happening is it tastes thin or it doesn't quite have the same flavor impact. It's not meant to be compared to wine. It's a totally new thing. It's one of the fastest and most growing categories in the country. And the reason is because it's got interest. It's interesting and people can drink it a little bit more often, etc. So even the best taster, a sommelier, if you said, this is great Sauvignon Blanc, you handed it to them or her and they tasted it, they might still think Sauvignon Blanc in their head. So when you go to drink these, don't think wine. Definitely keep the frame of like, this is a new thing. Mind open. Very Lupersom. Keep your mind open.
Keep your mind open. Here's what I like about Unified Ferments also. They give the nutrition facts on the back of the label. They give you the ingredients, how much sugar, the calories, etc. They also give you a little tasting note as well. I wasn't that far off. And also the alcohol, less than 0.5% ABV.
This is beautiful. It's very floral. That's great. You don't have to spit it.
No, and you don't have to spit
it. It's very honeyed. It's unctuous. It's lifted. The florals are really on the palate, but it's not bothersome like it's not soapy. It feels more like infused, beautiful flavor.
It does.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Anytime, Ryan. So at the end of this, do I like this? Yes, I do. I do like this. And would I buy it again? Yes. The finish is long. The intensity I would put medium plus. Alcohol is low. Tannins, none. Acidity, I would put it medium. The body is light. Sugar, I would put it somewhere between dry and off dry. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Jasmine Green. This is what we will be tasting next. And then the alcohol on this one is less than 0.5% ABV. This one does have a little bit of a cloudiness to it. I'm not hating it. So aromatic. That smells, it's just so perfumed and jasmine. It smells beautiful. You know where it takes me? It takes me to a city called Sondrio in Lombardy, where Ryan and I were visiting a couple of producers in the Appalachian Valtellina. It was in May. Everything was abloom. And we were having lunch at this one restaurant where there was a literal wall, a fence of jasmine. The aromatics of jasmine were so intense and it was so fragrant, and every single breeze that kissed our faces, we just smelled jasmine. We were drenched in jasmine, and that's what it smells like. Touch of acacia honey, and also smells like tea. It is much more floral than the rhododendron. This is beautiful. Wow, I might put this at a very pale amber. Holy jasmine, that's my tasting note. Medium acidity, light body. Again, I would put this somewhere between dry and off dry. Yes, I do like this. No tannins, no alcohol. Intensity, pronounced. Finish, long. That is going for a long time. I will say this about the Jasmine Green. It tastes exactly the way that it smelled on the nose. Much more intense. I would say if there are some people who don't really like floral things, floral soaps, really intensely floral flowers, I don't know if this is gonna be for you, because some people might say, oh, it smells or tastes like soap. To be clear, I do not think that. I think it's gorgeous. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is Nilgiri Green. I don't know what Nilgiri means. Let's check it out. Nilgiri is a green tea, so this should be a green tea. Less than 0.5 ABV. The Nilgiri Green also has a little bit of cloudiness to it, but I'm not hating it. This I would put at amber, somewhere between pale and medium. Ooh, much more nuanced. The finish of the jasmine is still a little bit on my palate, so it might make this a little bit hard to just smell. So what I'm gonna do is have my first taste of the Nilgiri Green to help, I guess, neutralize or get rid of the jasmine note. Oh my God, I love it! Underripe kiwi. There's a citrusy note in there. That's underripe tropical citrus. Underripe banana peel. There's papaya skin. There is mandarin and clementine pith. Wow, that is gorgeous. I am a big fan of this one. Also, that green tea, there are layers, earthy, deeper layers of green tea and earth and fresh green leaves. Wow. Acidity is, I might go medium plus. Medium plus on the acidity. The tannins are low. Some people might call them medium. To me, they're low. They're very fine. They stay at the front. Body, I would put medium actually. Sugar, I would say this is dry. Alcohol, none. Intensity, I would put medium plus. I'd put that X between medium and pronounced. Do I like this? Hell yeah, I do. This is delicious. The finish is long and the finish is much more nuanced. Delish! Our last tea from Unified Ferments is going to be the Snow Chrysanthemum, the darkest of all the four that we're tasting today. So this, interestingly, has a green tint to it. Malmsey Madeira classically has a green hue around the rim. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know if it looks green to you. It looks green to me, like a green tint. But I would say that this is a pale amber. What? Oh my gosh. It is floral, vegetal, sour. That sounds terrible, but I'm telling you, it smells great. It smells savory. It smells almost the way sauerkraut does, but really excellent homemade sauerkraut. It has fresh peppercorns and carrots and bay leaf in it. The ingredients on the Snow Chrysanthemum are water, kombucha culture, honey, and snow chrysanthemum. Wow. And if I were to guess, I would guess that the honey that's used in the snow chrysanthemum is a darker quality honey, a darker grade. It smells so delicious and savory, almost like I want to put it on my hot dog or my hamburger. Wow, that is so complex. That has a wonderful core of flavor. It's almost like the honey grounds the flavor, but then there is this unfurling of flavors across from that's 180 degrees. Wow, also much more nuanced. Fresh Napa cabbage flavor in there that is not bad at all. White flowers, pressed pale yellow flowers. Flowers are white and yellow, almost like there is not quite chamomile, but almost like a wild buttercup. Clover. It's very green, white, and yellow. Wow, that is beautiful. And the finish is so long. Wow. You know what I bet? I bet that if you spend a month drinking these or any kind of other pet nat teas, I'm also going to talk about another pet nat tea in another video. I bet that you will be able to taste wine a lot better after you taste these and pick up on all the nuances in these teas. Challenge. These are terrific. And I think if you are going to take off the month of January or take a weekend off or just want something that is not alcoholic, but you want impact and flavor, these Unified Ferments teas are a great option. I ordered these directly off of the Unified Ferments website. I ordered this pack. I think it was $110. They give you a 10% discount for ordering 4 at a time. And I can't remember if it included shipping or not, but it might have. These for me are a highly recommend to pair. If I were to pair food with these, I would go salads, light meats, even pork, sushi and Thai and other Japanese and some Chinese takeout for sure. Some lighter Korean dishes, I think too, not super spicy. These are great. Stay tuned for more videos of me tasting non-alcoholic beverages this month in January.